Hi, I am hoping to teach you all how to do English paper piecing. It's a form of quilting by hand. It's been around for a long time. Unfortunately, it's a dying art, and I'm hoping that that'll get you excited about it and maybe teach you a new skill and be able to make them the great gifts, great ways to keep your hands busy. It helped me through quitting smoking for sure. And there's so many different styles you can go with. Well, anyways, like I was saying, lots of different styles and sizes. This is with a very, very like small 1-inch hexagons. I think actually they might even be 1/2 inch. And the one that I'm currently working on is 2 inches, and it's my own design. I'm not sure if somebody else has also done something similar to this. It's possible, but I came up with this my own. So basically these are 2-inch hexagons, which again makes it a lot faster to go through the project when you're doing it by hand. Okay, so let's go through the materials that we're gonna need. Okay. So we need, I ordered these from the States. It's called So Easy 2-inch hexagons. That's what I like to use. So probably looks a little backwards because of the way I'm showing it to you. Sorry, don't have a mirror. Okay, so then when it's out of the paper, that's what it looks like. 2 pieces here. Okay, so, and then of course you want some fabric. I like, my favorite line of fabric right now is by Moda, and it's Kansas Troubles Quilters. I love any of their materials because like all of their prints go together, all of them, doesn't matter what line it is. This one is Milestones, this particular one. But amount of this, you've got probably about 40, or I believe around 40 fat quarters, which is more than enough to make up, to make a quilt top for sure. Okay, so got my fabrics. You gotta need good thread, if you're especially doing it by hand. So I prefer this material, this brand called Glide, Glide. You want to try, it's got like a silky sheen to it, right? And it's really a lot easier to sew with because I find with this silky thread, it doesn't knot up as badly as like using cotton threads do. And trust me, you don't want it knotting up on you when you're hand quilting. Oh, it's a pain in the ass. Okay, so as I was saying, you need a good pair of scissors. I use Ginger, Ginger. Man, I'm horrible at pronouncing stuff. Okay, best scissors though, because they cut through layers and layers of fabric and you don't ever have to worry about it not getting through. They're accurate, precise, sharp. I've had them forever and they still are sharp as the day I got them. Okay, you're definitely gonna need clips. Okay, these are called fabric clips. I don't know if I can show them to you here like that. That's what they look like. Here, I'll show it to you, a couple in my hand, so it makes it a little bit easier, sorry. Okay, so those are the fabric clips that you're gonna need, okay? Definitely need a little pair of scissors for trimming threads, okay? And you're gonna need some just plain old cotton polyester thread. This is what you use for basting with, okay? I prefer Roxeanne basting needles just because I always find that they're sharp and I don't have any problems going through the layers of fabric and the paper as well. And finally, I like Tulip brand. I really like their quilting needles. Really love them. You can buy them in a set, which is what I did. I've got about 6, 7 different types here. So it's all about what it feels good in your hands to work with, okay? Now, it's not required but I like using thimble leather, what do they call, like thimbles for leather, made of leather, but they're stickers. So you can stick them on to your thumb or wherever you prefer. I like putting one on my my middle finger and one on my thumb. And then I use the rubber ones, if you can see them kind of barely here on my finger. I don't know if you can quite make that out or not. There's one on my thumb too, right there. Yeah, there you go. That's a good picture of it. Okay, I use that because it's really great for gripping the needle with. I hate when your hands get like dry and stuff and you try to pull on the needle and it just slips right out of your fingertips. So they're called grip-its, I believe. And the other ones are thimble-its, I think, ITS. Anyways, that's pretty much what you need. Oh, you gotta order your hexagon. I order mine online. I think I already mentioned I use So Easy, and I use 2-inch ones for this project. And I am also using diamonds as a base. So I use these diamonds here. They're 2-inch as well. So you want to make sure that you're getting the right ones. Okay. And I think that pretty much sums up everything on the list that we need to get started to get quilting. Okay, so let's go into our first lesson. All right, I'm gonna set this camera down so that way I can work with my hands here. Okay, and just so you know, I've already started the project that we're working on, and I've already done my first row and then my second row. Here we go. This is what it's gonna look like. Ouch, just poked myself with the needle. This is what it's gonna look like. Okay, so these diamonds here are what's gonna be in between each row. Okay, and then you're gonna baste the fabrics, okay, onto the paper, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. Okay, so I'm just gonna set that down. So you wanna grab a piece of your paper, okay, piece of your fabric, okay. I'm gonna grab a piece of fabric here, okay. And you wanna basically make sure, if it's not already cut, if you hadn't already cut it yet, okay, make sure when you're cutting the fabric, okay, that you're cutting it enough all the way around the hexagon and the diamond as well, to be at least a 1/2 inch or a 1/4 of an inch all the way around, okay? So basically it'll be a 1/2 inch longer on each end, and more or less, okay? So what you want to do is you want to make sure it's evenly placed in the middle. You've cut it properly, okay? Now what you're going to do is you're going to clip this down with those clips that I showed you earlier, okay? All right, I will do that super quickly right now. I like to clip one side first, and then I go to the opposite side, clip that side. Okay, then I go to one side up at the top, I clip it. And for that reason, this was a little bit up too much. Slides on you, so you gotta make sure they don't slide. So you can see I'm just going all the way around it, just putting a clip on each side of the hexagon. And last side. Okay, now what we want to do is get the corners down, right? So basically, you're gonna, I'll try to do it backwards for you guys here. So you fold that all the way to the edge. I take one off just so that I can work with it, the one side. Okay, so I took the clip off, right? So it's folded all neatly. You're gonna fold it over top and pinch that really good. Hold it in place, grab your clip, clip over top of it. There you go. So now you got the one corner done. Okay, you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna tuck it down in to the side like that. Tuck it all the way up, right up against that edge. And then you're gonna fold down the other piece over top of it. So it's like this, okay? You're gonna take a clip and clip that, okay? Same thing, you're gonna fold it over all the way up, okay? And then fold the fabric over top of it like that again. And there you go, you got another nicely pleated corner there. Perfect. Okay, grab that, put that in place. Do the same thing again. So I basically folded, making sure that this is all folded all the way to the edge of the fabric, not the edge of the paper, and then fold it right straight over to the edge of the fabric and to the edge of the paper. If that makes any sense. There you go. You can see. You'll know if it looks like this, you know you've done it right. Okay, and we're getting close to being finished here. All right, so last piece, I like to take it off and fold it over. Again, same thing, you're just doing that to all the corners. And then the last one, it's gonna look like that. Okay, so again, you're folding it over the edge of the paper, okay? And then you're gonna hold it there, grab the other edge, make sure it's folded over, and just fold it across the top like that. And then I put your clip on it. Okay, now just by having clips on this and basting it into place, it's not gonna go anywhere. Okay, so we use to base it in place. We get our long needle, the big long needle, which I put somewhere. You would think with it being so big I wouldn't have lost it. I think my dog knocked it over actually. Oh, nope, my bad, blaming my dog. It's right here. Okay. So I like to wet my finger because I just find it knots easier. All right, so I'm gonna twist it like that and then pull it down like this. So you got yourself a knot. Okay, now we're gonna baste it in place, sewing it in place, okay? I usually try to get a big stack of them done first, like a big stack like this. So that way I've got enough to work with, and then it just makes it more exciting. Okay, so we're gonna baste this into place. So always make sure when you're basting it into place, okay, that you always put in at least one stitch in each corner. The corner is very important because that's what's holding it so taut around the paper. So okay, so that's what I mean by that is it's so hard to work on this angle, sorry. Like this into the corner, if you can see that very well. Yes, okay. So you want it to thread through that. Okay. I like to come out through it and back up through it again, the corner, just to make sure that it's staying. Okay. And remember, it doesn't have to look pretty because these stitches are coming out down the road. They come out basically once. All four, on this it would be 6. I was thinking of the diamond, sorry. All 6 sides have something sewn up against it, then the paper template can come out, which is something I'll explain a little bit more down in the road. So as you go, I just take the clips out, make sure it's all folded still nicely, and I put that stitch in each corner and one in the middle. Because again, these are bigger hexagons. If you're working with smaller ones, honestly, you probably just only need one stitch in each corner because they're so little. Like the ones I showed you at the very beginning of the video here. All right, so I like to go in the middle because these are 2-inch hexagons, and it just keeps it in place better, and it makes your stitches all that much nicer when you put them together. Another thing you got to be very careful of is with cotton and polyester threads, especially, they tend to tangle up really quick. And the trick around that is dropping the needle, making sure it's not touching anything. It basically, just do that. It'll take all the kinks out of it, and normally the needle doesn't fall off because we're usually working mostly with the smaller quilting needles. Basically what it'll do is it'll just unwind, and that's what prevents it from getting tangled up all the time. It literally starts to twist on you. So you're basically just untwisting it to prevent it from knotting up on you. Trust me, you don't want it knotting up. It makes it a lot harder to deal with when you're trying to quilt. All right, we're getting close to finish basting this here. I'll show you what it looks like from the front and back as soon as we're done here, people. All right, we got one last corner to do. I know it seems tedious. You gotta literally do this for every single piece, but I promise you guys, it's very rewarding. This is very relaxing. I'm telling you, it's helped me get through a lot of stuff. Like, just trying to keep your mind busy, and I mean, everybody has issues in their lives. Everybody does. I just found it was something that really helps me. So I'm hoping that you'll find the same peace and excitement that I do in completing something and working on something like this. Okay, so now I'm just going to put a little tiny knot in this just to keep it from going anywhere. And then I'm just going to tuck the string in. You can just basically weave it in just through the back layer of fabric only though. So just the fabric, not through the paper too. So you're just gonna sort of weave it in like this. See how I kind of just weaved it in a little bit? Remember, it's not perfect because these stitches are getting ripped out eventually. These are all getting ripped out once it's done. Okay, so now I can cut it and we're on. Okay, so there, see how it's, I weaved it in there, if you can see that. Okay, I'm gonna cut that. So it's out of the way. I'm going to trim this one too. That was the beginning stitch, just so it doesn't get in our way. So now we have one basted hexagon, and it's ready to go on my quilt. See? You can make out the basted stitches. I know it's not pretty to look at right now, but when those stitches come out and you've got everything attached together, it looks really good. Okay, so I'll just add it to my pile of hexagons. Okay, so it's the same idea with the diamonds, okay guys? I've decided to use black as my base color for in between my hexagons. So basically it's the same idea. You want to use a diamond, a paper diamond, and I think also the same company sells them. Okay. Paper diamond. Okay, you're gonna get a black piece of material. You're gonna fold it over the paper, use the clips just the way I showed you. Fold it very tautly at the ends and the corners. You can, trying to get better lighting in here for you guys. It's starting to get dark. But you can see how I've made sure that I've put at least 2 stitches into each corner. That'll hold it into place, okay? So you want it nice and tight and taut all the way around that diamond as well. So you're gonna do the same thing, but only with a diamond. If you need more explanation on that, I can always do another video if you guys need help with that. Okay, so look at, I've got a stack of diamonds going on. Okay. I got lots of hexagons, and I'm ready to get it quilting. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it as far as the beginning stages and the steps and what you'll need. And we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for tuning in. I'm not sure if that's what you're supposed to say. I'm kind of new at this, so sorry. Hey, thanks for joining. Bye. And I can't stop the video. Stop.